The hearing, we're going to open this up. This public hearing is going to be for the second reading of ordinance 2025-12. It's an ordinance of the City of Humboldt, Tennessee, establishing a fee schedule for customers of solid waste collecting system that establish a rate for residential customers at $30 and commercial customers at $40.50. So this is open to the public. Anybody have any discussion or any questions? Please feel free. Yes, sir.
Steve Corey. And,
Yes, Dave.
Regarding this topic, I just encourage the board to please be responsible and approve this. And let's get the city back whole financially regarding this trash service. I mean, I don't think $30 a month is out of line right now. We're charging, I think, what, $28.50 from the vendor, correct me if I'm wrong, but
That's right.
please, board, let's take a responsible vote on this and vote yes on this amendment. And let's move forward on this. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Anybody else got any comment at all? We got time. Y'all just stand up and let her rip. And thank you, sir. Appreciate this. So one more time, anybody got any comment on the public hearing? If not, we're officially closing this public hearing. Okay. Thank you, sir. Now back to talking. Thing, we're gonna call this meeting to order. If you would, join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
You gotta do us our order report.
He's here.
Oh, he's here?
Yeah.
I ain't seen him.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Pastor Cook, would you do the invocation, sir?
Yes, sir, thank you. Let's all bow, please. Father, we're just so thankful, Lord, for Humboldt. We're thankful, Lord, for this board that's gathered together tonight. We ask you, Lord, just to touch us with unity, love, and peace, hope, and Lord, just have a great time in you tonight to be able to bring the business of this town together. And Father, we never fail, give you praise, honor, and glory for all that you do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Alderman McNeil, if you'd call the roll, sir.
All right. Alderman Muncie Johnson. Present. Alderman Lady Judy Jones Coleman.
Present.
Alderman Shane Lynch. Here. Alderman Leon McNeil. Here. Alderman Lady Tammy Porter. Here. Everybody here.
All right, good. I hope all of y'all have had a great day. It's been a beautiful fall day, and looks like we're gonna have a good week. At this time on our old business, do we have a motion to approve the September 22nd, 2025 regular call board meeting?
I make a motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
In discussion, board? If not, those in favor of such motions do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. Thank you. Board, on our first order of business is, this is we've had our public hearing. I think everybody was here. If not, you were on your way. And for the public hearing, we did have one person encouraging us to pass this tonight. We appreciate that. So I'm gonna go to this is gonna be the second reading for y'all to consider. So at this time, do we have a motion to approve the second reading of ordinance 2025-12, an ordinance of the City of Humboldt, Tennessee, establishing a fee schedule for customers of solid waste collecting system? Do we have such motion?
I'll make a motion. Thank you.
Do we have a second?
I second it.
In discussion, board? If not, those in favor of such motion do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. Okay, thank you. And after this public hearing and this second reading, board, we should have that $30 on the first utility bill of November. And that will should stop the leakage of the loss on the garbage rates. And of course, it's not over with. We got lots of other stuff to consider. But anyway, thank you all very much. That'll make our treasurer sleep better at night. So, all right, this time we have our audit. So I'm not going to do a motion or anything. Just an audit, our 2024 audit. Mr. Matt Woods from ATA is here. So if you would join us, sir.
You knew when they were.
How are you?
Yeah, you knew when they ain't saw you before.
You've seen me before.
Have I?
Yeah, I may be bigger and more gray. My name's Matt Wood. I'm a partner at ATA. Performed your audit for a few years now. I'm just gonna go over some highlights and then I'm happy to answer any questions that y'all would have. First, it is an unmodified opinion, which just means it's a clean audit opinion. We believe the financials are free of any material misstatement or any evidence of fraud. This is for June 30, 2024. A couple of big items to look at going into 2025. This will be the last audit, I believe, that Humboldt Utilities will be shown like they are currently shown. They're now an authority, so they won't be shown the same as a fund of the City of Humboldt. There will be footnotes related to them. Obviously, we prepare a financial statement for them, available on the state website as well. You can see it anytime you want. It just won't be shown quite as transparent on your financials as a fund of the city. So something to pay attention to. Makes your report a whole lot smaller. That would be the only thing that you really see. There's one finding, it was just related to being over budget. That was actually at the school system. This year, those findings from the school and the utility flow over into the city as it currently stands. All of the over budget was related to the school system. We did have to perform a single audit, which just means that you had more than $750,000 in federal grant expenditures this year. So we have to test the selection. I'll show you that schedule and how much you had in just a moment. But we have to test a selection of the federal grants. All of that came back clean as well. The grants tested related to that were the school system as well. Obviously, they have a lot of grant money every single year for cafeteria, for food, other things like that. And you do, this will be coming to the end finally of the ARPA money that was pretty prevalent. It's been everywhere for the last several years. As of 6/30/2024, just unearned, meaning that it's not recorded yet as revenue. You had $783,000 at the end. This cash has already been in the books for a while. It just, as we kind of earmark something to be coded with the ARPA funds, it gets recorded as revenue at that time. The cash was given up front a few years ago. So there's $783,000 of it remaining. That will most likely be used up, if not by the end of 6/30/25, in the following month. I'm gonna flip just a few pages here. Page 7, if you have that book in front of you. So I've said it before, on a municipal financial statement, it's presented 1 year at a time, meaning that there's not a comparative line in the financial statements like most of us see if we're part of a company board, whatever it would be. Most times we like to see side by side how we do last year compared to this year. Due to governmental standards, there's 1 year at a time, but we do get the opportunity in this management discussion analysis where we actually do compare for just a few pages here what happened in this case in 6/30/23 versus 6/30/2024. I just want to read a couple lines and show you these pages. And on page 7, that paragraph in the middle of the page says that the city's net position increased by $3.39 million. There was an increase of $764,000 in the governmental activities, increase of $2.62 million in the business type activities. The only significant changes, and I know I said increase and increase, there was an overall decrease in intergovernmental revenue, which that's related to grants, and specifically education-related grants there. So all positive numbers there. Obviously, in a municipality, most of the change from 1 year to the next is related to how many grants we had going on. You can have a $10 million year compared to a $2 million year, and very few of our operations actually change. We just had opportunities at certain grants here, there, and yonder, and we'll show some of that in just a moment. You can see the side-by-side comparison. Governmental activities here, it takes the school system and really the activities of City Hall, treats them like a business, meaning we put capital assets on the books, we put long-term debt on the books. It's not just at the fund level where we're comparing the general fund budget to actual. And then, of course, the business type activities is really all the activity at Humboldt Utilities for 6/30/2024, their utility funds there. You can see, honestly, not just a ton of change. Our net investment in capital assets for the governmental funds, $25.17 million compared to $25.20, very comparable. What that number represents is total capital assets less all of the long-term debt it took to get those assets. That number increases and decreases. As we buy assets, it increases. As we depreciate them, it decreases. As we pay long-term debt, it increases there as well. So very comparable numbers, very good numbers there. Page 8, I'm not going to go page by page, I promise. But page 8 here, you can start to see some of the numbers change a little bit more. If you look at the second line from the top, under governmental activities, $6.77 million in operating grants compared to 8.82. Most of that, as we said a moment ago, was the decrease in education-related grants for the year 6/30/2024. Go down and you can see some of the bold there. Increase in net position for governmental activities, $764,000 compared to $2.16 million the year before. Again, grant related for the most part. And for governmental activities, we don't worry too much. That number is, as stated, could be 10 million, it could be 2 million. It all usually is related to what grants we had going on, because when we spend a bunch of grant money, it gets capitalized. We got the revenue and none of the expense related to it. So for example, if you went out and got a $10 million grant, it doesn't matter that you spent the $10 million of cash, because it got capitalized into a capital asset line. It would look like right here that we made 10 million bucks, okay? So even though we spent that cash. So those numbers are positive there. Nothing real important to point out. Page 9. This is the page where we actually go fund by fund a little bit. We're not gonna read line by line, but it also shows the budgetary highlights for the city in the current year. Shows the main line items that are over under budget. Property tax revenues were over budget by $450,000. Delinquent property taxes, which means anything other than the current year that was being paid at that time, were under budget by $247,000. And the STP project was under budget by $280,000, and that can be just timing, as stated previously. So I'm not going to go line by line in the financial statement. I will answer any questions you have. Your pension plan was honestly very comparable, which is what we want. We have lived through the last 5 or 6 years since COVID some of the biggest fluctuations in pension plans that anybody's ever seen, simply meaning that when COVID happened, our net pension that was getting close to an asset flipped to a liability because our investments with the state went down for a year. That following year, when the stock market rebounded, they all flipped to an asset. I can show you pages in this where it flipped $5 million a year for your city. Obviously, we had about a $200,000 fluctuation this year, which is what we want. It's just modified by the small amount of people plus or minus that we add, and how our investments do compared to about 7% realization. So nothing to really point out on the pension or OPEB plans there. I just want to show you these pages. I know it's a long way to flip right here, but page 116, since we've mentioned them so much, and this is really the driver of your financial statements. Honestly, you make a lot of decisions related to the budget, related to property taxes, related to solid waste, whatever it would be. But the biggest fluctuation in your financials as it currently stands, since we have general, since we have the schools, and since we have utilities, is how much we have in this federal grant. You can see it covers 2 pages. You had $5.24 million in federal grants called federal rewards here. As stated earlier, the majority of that comes through the education, through the school system. We did have $516,000 related to the ARPA funds. Again, that is not cash you received. Last year, we'd already received it, but it is, as we're earmarking it, using it for different projects, it is getting recorded in revenue. It's currently sitting in unearned revenue until that point. And then at the state level, about 2 pages later, page 118, at the state level, we had $813,000 worth of state grants, $799,000 of that. $799,000 of that was related to school related information. So the only internal control finding, as we talked about a moment ago, was an over budget issue at the school system. You can find that on page 125. It's by department there. They are not honestly very significant, but how their code is written is if a department is over budget, it's considered over budget. You can see 72,000 cafeteria fund, 13,000 business, debt service 10,000, health services by 6,000. So again, honestly not very significant, but how theirs is written, it has to be reported that way. Happy to answer any questions that y'all would have tonight. I know it's a lot of words.
Matt, on that ARPA money,
Yep.
of course, you know, I think we had about 700,000, somewhere in there left, that we, and I think we got to 26 to
Yep.
move it out.
Yep.
But on those ARPA funds, we're working, Ms. Alicia's working with the library. We're working with TLM on that project, on the west side drainage project. And we're working with Lashley Rich to not finish the dog facility, but at least spend that money. So I'm sure some of that was still in there. It hadn't been spent yet, but we're working on that being spent. We're working with John with his grant from the state and paying the bills TLM, so that money's may show a little bit there, but we haven't spent it yet. So you see that it's going to pay the bill when it gets here.
I know you mentioned the delinquent on some of the property taxes and then up, and does reflect on the property taxes that been paid for last year, right?
So by your financials, the line item that's called property taxes current year would be the ones that came due the past October. So October 1, whenever they hit, most people pay in December. That following June, when we do an audit, those are the only ones that are called current. Any property tax year paid before that is considered a delinquent year. Yep.
It didn't look too good. I mean, a lot of people's, well, Miss Porter wouldn't say, she owns a lot of rental properties. It's hard when you're paying that type of taxes. Then somebody renting, then ain't buying out the house or buying property. And they get in that delinquent stage right there. It's a big difference, because they ain't got no taxes to pay. Most fall back on the owner of that property.
The city-
Versus you rent, you don't, to me, you ain't gotta pay no property tax no way, cause you don't know nothing about that, them overhead bills right here.
There-
Versus, like Miss Porter got a bunch of houses, she got them rented out, that put her in a different tax bracket, right?
That was an under budget number.
Under
The
budget.
city only received 65,000, so honestly, that's a
Well,
pretty
I
low
see you
number.
for an example. I know you in mind. I know she in mind. That's what you said again?
65,000 is all that the city received related to delinquent property taxes. It was just one of the more significant under budget numbers, so in some manner of speaking, 2024 was a much better year because we thought we were gonna receive 313,000, we only received 65, so people are getting more current.
So, the average base price, if everybody was up to par on their taxes, we'd be somewhere, looking good, somewhere about 11 million.
I can tell you what unearned is, but,
You say 11 million?
Yeah, I'm talking about everybody paying the tax. It's less than that. It's less than 11? Mark?
1.1 would be, all outstanding property taxes that are, due at the end of the year, at the end of a year.
That's all I have. Thank you.
You're good.
Okay, board, y'all, he's wide open.
I got no more questions.
The board, if y'all, give me an opportunity, any question to ask Mr. Matt? If you don't, we thank you, sir.
Thank y'all.
We appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Woods. All right. I won't get you mixed up next time.
No, you're good. I'll be more gray next year.
All right.
And you want but a 10 million off, but I saw
$10 million.
Uh,
I know that taxes make a difference. $10 million.
This time, we have a motion to approve the August 2025 accounts payable report.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Got a second? Any discussion, board? If not, those in favor of such motion do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. Thank you. Next up, do we have a motion to approve the August 2025 treasury report?
So moved.
Second.
Got a second? Any discussion, board? If not, those in favor of such motion do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. This time, we have a motion to approve the September 2025 police report.
I make a motion to approve.
Have a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion, board?
She do different zones, been a little busy. I know the numbers dropped, but it's still.
It's still a little bit in the B zone, yes, sir, and that's usually because of, Central Avenue, unlocks at Tyson, the stores up there we go to, so that shows the actual zones as well that we're doing stuff, we're called there for car locks, anything. So majority of our businesses are on Central Avenue.
Chief, and I did talk to Tyson not that long ago, and they would full staff workers,
Yes,
which
sir.
was about 1,500, and that's 200, couple hundred more cars a day there. Plus, FedEx is rocking. I mean,
Yes, sir.
you watch them leave in the morning and come back. They're really going. So, did notice that as well. Any more discussion, board?
Thank you, Chief.
If not, those in favor of such motion do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. This time, do we have a motion to approve the fire department resignation, firefighter Mr. Miles Cunningham? Do we have
So
such?
moved.
I'll second.
A second, any discussion, board?
How long was he with us, Chief? A little over a year. About a year.
Little over a year.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, if there's no more discussion, board. Those in favor of such motion do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. Thank you. At this time, we have a motion to approve the September 2025 fire report.
Make a motion to approve.
Got a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion, board?
No, they've been pretty busy.
They have. We're trying to keep them trucks rolling. They're doing pretty good. All right, board, at this time, see, that ought to just about do it. Y'all may be, hey, I just might get to eat with my grandson's birthday. This time, citizen comment, we have anything? All right, no comments? All right, this
So
time,
move adjourn.
we got a motion to adjourn. Motion and a second, we adjourn. Thank y'all.
Second.